Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome. Come on in. We are here for our 15-minute mindset session. I'm very excited. I'm going to give us just a minute to make sure that Facebook stays connected. Hello, hello, hello. And I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. I was with the VA school students just a minute ago. Oh, good. People are coming in. All right, fabulous. That's great. So let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know what's going on. Today's topic is one of my favorites. It's a little confronting, but we'll dive into it. So first of all, I can see so many of you here, and I hope you're having a good Thursday. Oh, Facebook is not connected. Okay, so let's connect that. Let's see, what was that? Here. Okay, good. So let's connect Facebook here, and let's connect this. All right, this is the VA connection. Remove. Okay, let's see, where is that? Right here. All right, so I'm sorry that this keeps happening, but I want to make sure everybody can watch the session. All right, so let me add it back in. All right, so let's just check. So we've got this, we're streaming in all the places. All right, good. All right, great. All right, so you guys on YouTube, you've been here from the beginning, so that's great. Okay, so thanks for coming today. You know, one of the things that I said this yesterday, but it's really true, and that is, I'm so impressed you're still in the game. You know, I'm so impressed you're still in the game because, you know, it's easy. I'm just going to make sure we're on Facebook. It's really easy to get excited about something. Yep, we're here. Good. All right. It's really easy to get excited about something on the first day, right? It's easy to get excited on the first day. It's easy to, to have enthusiasm for the second day, but we're on day 4 now. Like, we're 4 days in, and like, you've got to have some commitment. And I have to say, being here live can be challenging, right? Watching the replay, same thing. So hello to our replayers, right? And put hashtag replay if you're coming in so I can see that you're here. And it can be really challenging to carve out time. And what we were just talking about in our VA school study hall is, you know, how we get pulled over here and over here and over here. And we were talking about how to focus, and how to set boundaries, and how to reel situations back in when they're not exactly how we want them to be. And it was very valuable conversation. And it's interesting. And what's really interesting is we all struggle with the same things, and it's so important to get help. So I'm impressed with you, and I'm impressed that you see the value of these mindset shifts, right? Because they're so critical. So before we jump in, I want to make sure you know about the VIP experience that's right here. So this is an option that we're offering, and I want you to know how it works. So when you sign up and become a VIP member, you'll get an extra hour with me all week long. So you will get the recordings of the sessions we had on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You'll be able to spend an hour with me today and tomorrow in a small group coaching setting. Okay, we meet on Zoom, and I'm also going to be providing for you the replays for all the mindset sessions, all the Kickstart trainings, the Zoom call that we have every single day for 90 days. For everyone else, it's the replays are going to go away Wednesday morning. Okay, it's $27. We wanted to make it accessible, and you just sign up right here at VA VIP Experience. All right, good. Okay. So today I want to talk about kind of a harsh realization that I had. You know, it was it was kind of a hard pill to swallow, if you will, when I was rebuilding my life. But I want you to know that the faster you realize what I'm about to talk about is true, you can get down to work and change your life, right? You can definitely get down to work and change your life. So let's see who's here. See who's here so far. So we've got Linda's here, Aisha's here, Leanna's here, Kathy is here, Linda's here, Mary is here, and Susan. Hello, Elle and Jacqueline. Rose is here. This is great, you guys. Yeah. So someone's asking a question, can we still join tomorrow? If you mean VIP, yes, you can join tomorrow. Dorinda's here. Hello, Brenda's here. Lorelei is here. That's great. Teresa's here. You guys are awesome. Oh, yeah. Hello. Good. Okay, Jess from Kansas City. All right. Good. All right. So the thing we're going to talk about today is I don't even like to say it out loud because it seems kind of intense. But if you've been hanging out with me for a week and I don't sugarcoat stuff, right? It's like, let's just get into action and do the things that work. So here's the deal. No one is coming. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to take responsibility for your dreams. No one is coming to start the business you're telling me that you want. And the thing is no one has ever been coming. No one has ever been coming. And, I thought they were coming, to save me, to rescue me, to help me get my life on track. But they're not. And there's some good news in that though. And that is, it's up to you. It's your responsibility, right? It's up to you to make your dreams come true. And you're the only one that can do that. And I know you guys have dreams because you've been telling me about them. Now, the thing that's good about that is that you can stop waiting and you can get into action, right? When you understand that it's all you. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have support systems. It doesn't mean that you can't get guidance. It doesn't mean any of that. But what it means is it's not going to be taken off your plate. It's not going to be taken off your hands. Okay, so it's really important. And someone's saying, it's adorable that you think that's too harsh. Yeah. Well, thank you. I just, I don't, like I said, I don't sugarcoat things, and it's important. And the thing is that I have had big changes in my life that I was responsible for. And like I said, I had support systems, I had people around me that were helping me, but the thing is they can't do the work for me. They can't do the work for me. They can't make sure I get up in the morning. They can't make sure that I prioritize my day. They can't make sure that I'm not wasting time. They can't make sure of any of that. Like, they have literally no control over that. So I just want you to know that you can continue, to wish and hope and dream that things are going to be different. But the only thing that will make things be different is when you work for it. Right. And the other thing is, you can't change the past. And that's hard too, right? Especially when you've been through a lot, which most of us have, but you can decide to grab hold of today and make a change. You can decide to grab hold of today and make a change. And that's the opportunity that's in front of you today. Okay. And this might feel really scary. I was scared by this for a long time. I didn't really want to know the full reality. I didn't want to know that. But I realized, and what I want to share with you today is that the reason to be scared is not when you know the information. It's when you're stuck. It's when you're not moving. That should scare you. That should scare you, unless you're in the place you want to be. But if you want to be someplace else and you're stuck, that should scare you. Okay? Because getting into action, big action, small action, that will start the momentum. And momentum is what you need to create a successful business. Now, let me just look at the chat really quick. Yeah. So, someone's saying that they're going through a divorce and this is a great opportunity. That's when I grabbed the opportunity. That's when I grabbed it, because, there was a lot going on, and it's like, you know what? I am sick of feeling like I'm, floating in the river, right? Floating along, and I can't grab onto anything, and I can't get any traction. And, I just got to the point where I couldn't take that feeling anymore. I couldn't take it. And here I am at this milestone. I'm turning 50. Like, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? So before we dive in a little deeper into this, I'm going to give you some insights that you probably have never thought of. And I'm excited about it because once you understand what to do when you're in this situation, it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier, right? So before we dive in, I want to recap what we learned this week, okay? So on Monday, we talked about our services, and many of you identified service you could offer right now, right? And some of you thought, and you still think, I have nothing to offer. Some of you think that. I know, because I'm seeing it in the Facebook group, I'm seeing it in the chat. And if that's you, that's nothing more than a sign that you have some work to do in the mindset area, because I know you have something to offer, okay? And on Tuesday, and we talked about DSD, right? Do something different, like bust a move, get out there and try something different. And these mindset sessions are available to you to replay. So if you've missed them, go on over to thevaconnection.com/replay, and you'll see all of the replays right there, okay? So on Tuesday, we learned about how to talk about your work, and we learned how important it is to practice, and if you're not, to practice talking about your work. And if you're not doing that, if you're waiting around and you're feeling foolish, and it does feel awkward, I totally will tell you it feels awkward. If you're not doing it, knowing how powerful it is and how it will move the needle in your business, that's a sign that mindset work needs to be done too. Okay? That's all it is. That's all it is. And we all have this. I've had all of this. I've just worked my way through it. Right? So here, another way to talk about the resistance. We all have resistance, right? It's something that's like pushing against. It's something that's pushing against us, and it's all has to do with your mindset. So think about this. Have you ever, quit a diet? Have you ever paid for a gym membership and never attended? Have you ever bought a course and didn't take it? Right? Did you ever want to change your career and just keep showing up to the same job over and over and over? And if you have, what resistance is. Resistance stopped you, right? Resistance stopped you because if it makes sense, if you want to lose weight, you stick to your food plan. If you want a career change, you bust a move, you do something different, right? But resistance can be very, very powerful. Now, I read a book about resistance. It's Steven Pressfield's book, The War of Art. And in that book, he talks about resistance is the most toxic force on the planet. Okay, the most toxic force on the planet. He says that resistance is faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and harder to kick than crack cocaine. And I believe that. I 100% believe that. And if you have been mowed down by resistance, you're not alone. It's happened to millions and millions of people. Now, here's the biggest problem with resistance. We don't know it exists. We don't know. When I read this book, I was like, what? What are you talking about? So we ignore it. But we must learn to see it in us. We must learn to see it in us, and not to be overly dramatic, but we need to treat it as the enemy, because that's what we're talking about here today, right? That's why we're talking about it today, because it's the thing that stops you over and over and over. And think about it. This is not to be, giving you guys a hard time, but how many times have you wanted something and you didn't go for it? It's because resistance is so strong and it's everywhere and we can't even see it, right? So I want to read a quote from the Dalai Lama. Okay, so first let's back up. So I want to introduce this concept more strongly, where we must learn to see it and treat it as the enemy, because it is the enemy of the thing we want. Okay, now the Dalai Lama said, the enemy is a very good teacher. I love that. The enemy is a good teacher. So what that means is if we can learn to recognize resistance and we can change how we react to it, that's the secret to the whole thing, right? That's the secret to the whole thing, is awareness. So if we learn to recognize resistance and let it be a teacher, because wherever we have the most resistance, that's the thing we want the most, right? Right? We don't resist things we don't care about. We're like, whatever, But if we have big resistance about something like building a business, it's critical to know that. Now, I want to tell you some things about resistance that are very important. Number one, it's invisible. It can't be seen and it can't be heard, but it can definitely be felt. It's damaging and it aims to distract us and prevent us from doing our work. When you get distracted by something, that's resistance, right? Resistance, while it seems like it comes from outside of us, like our jobs, our kids, our spouses, it's actually inside us. It's self-generated. It's self-generated. Because we have the choice to respond to what happens outside of us any way we want. If someone says, "Can you help me with this right now?" We are in charge of saying yes or later today, right? We don't have to jump immediately. Now, every single person on the planet struggles with resistance, right? And it's always there. It's always there. But check this out. It's fueled by fear. This is important. If we master that fear and we get comfortable with it, we conquer resistance. Because resistance is the excuses you tell yourself about why you can't do something. So if you feel paralyzed by fear, that's a good sign. That's a good sign, because fear tells us what we have to do. The more afraid you are, the more important the thing is that you're afraid of. Right? So if someone says to you, "I want to grow a business," and you're like, "No, I don't want to do that," but if you get like plugged in, like, "Yow, how can I do that?" You're afraid of it. You can change that, right? You can change that. So I want to talk about things to know when starting a business. Okay. When we are to be successful in business, we need to assume the role of the professional, right? Just like when we have a job. To be successful in business, there are traits of the professional, right? So let me give you the traits of the professional. They show up for work every day, maybe so they don't get fired, or maybe for the money, but they show up every day. They show up no matter what, right? So maybe it's so they don't let their coworkers down, or for less noble reasons. But when you have, when you're a professional, and you have a job, you show up. They stay on the job all day long, right? Their mind might wander, they might pick up the phone when it rings, but they do the work and they don't go home until their time, their shift, whatever is over. Okay. Also, they're committed for they're committed. Sorry about that. They're committed for the long haul. We might take another job in a different company, but we're still working until we win the lottery, and we've accepted that we're working, right? The professional doesn't fight that. We accept payment for our labor, right? We're not here for fun. We work for money. We work for money. And hopefully we don't take things personally, right? And there's a lot more, but do you get the gist of like what the traits are of a professional? Now I want you to consider the flip side, okay? The amateur. The amateur is someone who's not taking their endeavor seriously. And this is what often happens when new business owners are trying to get started. They don't show up every day. They don't show up no matter what. They work when they feel like it. And there's a million reasons why. And here's some of what we tell ourselves. It's really busy right now. The kids are home on break. I don't have time. I'll do it tomorrow. It's summer, it's spring, it's the holidays, it's fill in the blank, right? And that won't work. That won't work. You've got to keep your business on your radar and adopt the mindset of a professional. To be accomplished as a professional, there are things that you need to do. You need to build a support system. You need to set goals with deadlines. You need accountability. You need to take your business seriously, and that means you need to keep your word to yourself. A professional does not make a promise to themselves at 10 o'clock at night and forget by 8 o'clock in the morning, right? This isn't about willpower. This is about courage. And you've all got courage. I know you do. I know you do. Now, jobs provide a lot of structure. When you own your business, you have to put the support in place for yourself. And if you've tried this on your own, or you know you can't do it on your own, you're not alone. And I'm here to help you stay on track. All right. I got help starting my business. And the result was that I built a VA business that created over $100,000 for 10 years in a row. I want to help you do that too. All right. Now, the first step to conquering your resistance is to notice where it is in your life. You're likely so used to it that you believe what it's telling you, right? And you let it win. And I don't want you to let it win. You're going to need to start to listen to what you say and notice how you spend your time. Your words and your action will show you what's in the way. And the good news is there's a solution. There's 100% a solution. There is a way to claim your success as a business owner. And this week, I've given you those first steps. And probably for the first time, they make sense, right? We're not talking in circles. I'm not confusing you. I'm making it simple. I want your dreams to come true. So we have a lot ahead of us today, okay? So let me tell you what you can expect. At noon, in about 35 minutes, we're going to have training number 4. And it's all about the success systems that you need to run your business day to day. Okay. And then I'm going to tell you about my 9-month signature program, VA School. I'm very excited to share all the details with you. All right. We're going to have our VIP coaching session at 2. And then we're going to have a group surprise in between there at 1:15. All right. We're going to be giving away all kinds of prizes. So set the alarm on your phone. I'll see you in 45 minutes. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.